Happy Sunday, everybody. I wanted to make this video for quite some time now, and I think this Aspen Typhoon is a good example to do so. It's pretty modified, really modified for that matter. It's got a bow tie V6, Holley EFI, it's got a Terminator system, and supporting mods to go along with that. You know, not too ideal. It's here for those reasons. Actually, it's not running right, barely even starts, so it's here to try and address all that. Not trying to bash anybody or any shop, but just want to do a little comparison of what I typically do versus, you know, older type of builds. This is my Typhoon, obviously. It's purpose built. Obviously you don't see any AC, no heat, no wipers for that matter. I felt I didn't need it anymore. It's purpose built to basically just drag race and cruise around the streets. Want to be able to work on it easy and try my best to try to neatly hide wiring as much as possible, fuel lines, and just get to stuff easy. So let's get to it. The wiring on this truck is not ideal at all. It did have the factory plastic loom. I took that off because of diagnosing purposes. The other day, this thing didn't even want to have any ignition power. When you turn the key on, I found one of the wires going to the bulkhead over here, pulled out of its buck connector that someone spliced in at one point, and it went to the power distribution block. So finally got it moved back into the shop. A lot of the factory wiring was removed for the Holley system, not needed anymore because it went to the factory ECM harness. So since this does have a Holley system, we are going to be putting oil pressure and fuel pressure sensors on it. Someone attempted to do so just to run like an aftermarket gauge. It's not even connected. Older style sensor. One of the connectors needed for the fuel pressure is right there, so that's ready to go. I will be removing the MSD box. I typically always try to remove these, just one less variable to take out of the system in case you have issues. It's got an aftermarket coil, aftermarket wiring. I mean, the main spark wire is going basically around the whole truck like 18 times. Going to the distributor cap. The distributor is actually really loose, so it's out of timing sync right now. So we'll be cleaning a lot of this wiring up. It doesn't even want to start 90% of the time. It's got a battery location in the back. Not ideal size cables. It's got a cutoff switch on the frame. Not too easy to get to. Vac port on the throttle body's missing. The set screw for idle is not even doing anything. So, you know, all this stuff in combination causes all these issues running and starting. And so we're going to be simplifying a bunch of this stuff and cleaning up a lot of this. So just wanted to show you, you know, even the battery relocation. It's just there. No box, anything. Doesn't even seem like it's mounted. Well, a little bit. Just by the cables. It's got an external fuel pump with like some small wires on it. Not sure what's in the tank as of yet. We'll be pulling that down soon. Half of the fuel lines are stock. Half of it isn't. It's got billet rails, and that goes to the fuel filter and external pump. We're going to be upgrading that. Just haven't decided what to do yet. You know, it's got stock oil cooler filter assembly to some aftermarket cooler that the radiator even goes to. This wire's hanging. Yeah, I mean, this is a good example of what I'm trying to show you guys. It needs quite a bit of work, and I see often to not that these new owners are buying these trucks sight unseen, actually, and they don't know what's actually done to them, who's touched them, and a lot of the previous guys actually lost their build sheets So it's up to me to figure out what's been done and what needs to be addressed. So that's why it's here. This truck should run really well, dialed in. But, you know, like I said, a lot of these upgrades and doodads were built back in the day, and it's got the Holly system to try to update it to newer technology, but a lot of this other stuff will need to be addressed. You know, a lot of this stuff takes time and money, and I see these new owners kind of get let down because, you know, I try and inform that it takes multiple stages sometimes to get these trucks to where I feel comfortable releasing them and up to my standards. And it's one thing to buy something modified that you think you're going to save money on, but at the end of the day, you're probably going to be spending more rather than just buying a stock truck and doing it the right way. So here's a good example. Like I said, not to bash anybody or any shop, but once this thing leaves here, it's going to be a 9-day difference, and Neil's going to be super happy with it. So if you guys have any other video suggestions, let me know in the comments below, and I always appreciate the support, and thank you guys again.